Hey everyone, Bob here again. Our lesson for today is all about working with data, topics on validating data entries. Okay, so we're going to be using this invoice, or rather worksheet, where we're having invoice number, employee, production code, units, unit price, and total revenue. So this is actually an entry works data entry worksheet. So you can locate or prevent errors in data entry by using Excel's data validation. Allows you to specify validation rules to restrict the type of data that can be entered in a cell or range. Okay, so data validation also allows you to create input messages that displays when cells are selected and error alerts that display when incorrect data is entered by the maybe the clerk or computer entry clerk. So let's use data validation to ensure that each entry in the invoice number column, this is the invoice number column, is a whole number greater than or equal to 11,000. We are going to use 11,000. That's a 5-digit number, and this on the column already entered are all 5-digit numbers. So first select the column and access the data validation dialog box. So click the column A, this one, and then click the data validation, this one. All right. So you have a dialog box, data validation dialog box. Okay. Then the options on the settings tab allow you to establish the criteria by which cells will be validated. There are 3 tabs here: settings, input message, and error alert. So we are going to work on the settings first. So let's look at the options in the allow drop down list. This one. Okay, just click the arrow, drop down, allow drop down arrow. Okay, Excel provides 7 built-in criteria for validation and a custom option that allows you to set up criteria based on a formula. So the data entered can be restricted to numbers, text, dates, or a combination thereof. Selecting the text length allows the user to only enter a specified amount of characters. So let's start by limiting the values to whole numbers. This one, just click the whole number. Then selecting whole number, decimal date, time, or text length activates the data option, which allows you to specify a data operator with the validations rule. Since you want to limit entry to values greater than or equal to 11,000, so just select the appropriate operator, which is uh, here. Click the arrow and then greater than or equal to. Then press tab. Okay. Then type the number that we want to set up, 11,000. All right. Okay. Then click the input message. Okay. The input message tab allows you to enter a title and message that will display when a user selects one or more cells in the invoice number column. This one, as I said earlier, which we already highlighted. Then let's start by assigning a title for the input message. Just click the title text box, then type invoice number. That would be our title. Okay. Then press tab. All right. So now let's create a simple input message. What would be our input message? So our message is we're gonna input only a 5-digit number. Okay, that should be our message. So I will type enter a 5-digit number. Okay, that would be our message. Okay, to create an error message that will display when an invalid value is entered, sometimes in a computer operator or a clerk make a mistake by entering wrong invoice number. So this is the idea of this input message and error alert. Okay, so you need to select. Um, so an error message will display when every time when a valid number is entered. So you need to let me click this error first. Then you need to select the style what you want to styles to display on your error alert, whether it's stop, warning, or information. So I want to use this stop. Then what would be our title? A title could be um, invoice number. Again, we can use invoice number. Then press tab. Then the error message would be you know the data validation will inform you that you have entered a wrong number or wrong information. So okay, I can say you have I would say wrong or maybe incorrect. Okay, you can also put to emphasize. You can put an exclamation mark. Okay, so you have entered an incorrect. Sorry, should be n number. Okay. Okay, so the input message displays when cells with data validation are selected, and you can identify invalid data that was entered previously by using circle invalid data feature. So just click the validation arrow. Okay, click this one first. Click the validation arrow, this one. Then click in circle invalid data. Okay, so that we know whether we have entered. So whenever we have a wrong input in numbers previously, there are numbers here previously. If there are, let's say, 6 digits, 7 digits, or whatever, then it will have a circle like this one because this was not recognized by data validation, Bob store, and invoice number, which is not under our criteria. So that's why there is a circle. So if there are mistakes here, the circle will also be there. Okay. So right now we don't have problems. So we'll just remove. Okay. We can remove the just clear validation circles. That one. Okay. Right. So we remove it. So now we're gonna try to add an invalid invoice number to the list. And just click here, the next one, A18 cell. Okay. So just type, let's say, for example, we type a 4-digit number, 1331, for example, because we're supposed to write, maybe next one is 11331, but by mistake, we rather type 1331. Just press enter. Okay. So, okay, wrong spelling of have, but anyway, you get the idea already. You have entered an incorrect number. Okay. So the error alerts allow you to retry the data entry and make the necessary correction. You can actually make the correction. Just click the retry button here. Okay. Then we're gonna type the right number, which is supposedly greater than or equal to 11,000, and enter a 5-digit number. So we're gonna type 11331, for example. Yeah. Okay. Enter. So we got it. So when the computer encoder make a mistake, okay, the error alert will come up. Okay. So we'll just try do something else. It should be a 5-digit number and greater than or equal to 11,000. So let's say 11,332, and that's correct number. Okay, so that is how the data validation work, especially when you want to set up a criteria like this one, the invoice number, that you limit it to 11,000, greater than or equal to 11,000, and it should be a 5-digit number only. You can make your own exercise by doing your other criteria as well. Okay, so as for me, that's it for now. Okay, if you like this lesson for today, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will be notified of all upcoming uploads. And thank you for watching this.